All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Connected Community Health Support on day 121 of our full body exercise program for weight loss. And I'm your host, Jacob Cal. Ooh, almost fell over. But I'm your host for today's stream. And, I'm excited today. Going to have a good one. We got some exciting things coming up that I will talk about in a little bit. But first, if any of you are joining us here for the first time today, wondering what's going on, why am I here, what am I doing? Well, we are Connected Community Health Support, and this is our way of making health and fitness more accessible. Good morning, Snug. Good afternoon. Good to see you in here. And, our mission is to make health and fitness more accessible, and we do that in a variety of ways through this free service such as the stream. We do live body weight workouts Monday through Friday. We do free informational segments at the end of every stream, trying to provide you some actionable tips to improve your health and fitness. We do lots of social media posts, lots of blogs, and we even do virtual and in-home personal training as well. So, just trying to make health and fitness more accessible in a variety of ways. And, that's why we're here today doing this stream. So you can get a good workout from the comfort of your own home with no equipment, with complete anonymity and, not having to worry about those stigmas and, intimidating environments of the gym, because you do it all from the comfort of your own home. And so with that being said, now you know a little bit about the stream today. As I mentioned earlier, is bringing us to day 121. Wow, can't even believe it. Week 34 of our exercise routine. So, regressing a little bit here, not too much of a, big pullback, but, we got our 45 to 45 compared to last week. Really intense, those 75 to 15. Woo, those ones are pretty tough, but, we're getting a little bit of a pullback here. Coming into this next week. So, we have that little bit of kind of some rest sessions. I wouldn't say these are rest. These are still very intense workouts. You're still going to get, definitely get a great workout in today. Definitely burn some calories. So it's day 121, but a little bit of a regression from, last week. We'll take a little bit of those off weeks. So, but if this is feeling a little bit intense for you, we're going to have modifications in here that should work for everybody. But again, this is still pretty intense. This is day 121. You might want to go check out some of our previous workouts, starting all the way from day one, going half-hour workouts, 20 seconds of work, 30 seconds rest. Pretty big difference from these 45-minute, 45 workouts. So if you want to check those out, you can check out the link tree in our bio, check out the website. You can find all of our previous videos on our Facebook and our YouTube. But, if you're sticking along with us in here today, I know you're probably tired of hearing me talk. I know you're ready to get into the workout. So just want to give you a little bit of heads up about what we're getting into. We have our topic is mindset. So stay tuned. We're going to be talking a little bit mindfulness and mindfulness tips. And, how Adam touched a little bit about last year. I'm going to be talking about how this can have a physical impact on you as well, not only those mental benefits. So definitely want to stick tuned in for that, but I will stop rambling here. I know you want to start getting swollen here. So let's get into the workout. We got let me just get a timer out here. We got a little 5-minute warm up before we get into things. So follow along with me and I'll guide us right through it. And let's begin. So quick little warm up here. Let's start off. Just get those arms swinging a little bit, Give yourself a hug. Right arm over, left arm over. Just getting a little bit of movement here in the shoulders before we get things started. I'm feeling good today. I hope you are all as well. Gonna have a good workout today. Gonna be my first workout of the week. Did not get one in on Monday. Feeling a little bit lazy, honestly, but nobody has those days. So, but we're here, ready to get back in it here on Tuesday with all of you watching here live or recorded. So, we got the arms swinging. Let's get the legs swinging. I know you've seen these ones before. Just swinging that leg, getting that hip movement, getting that knee moving, getting our body ready for this full body exercise coming up next. And another thing here, maybe, you just started this program recently, but you still like coming in live, still catching the workouts. Don't feel discouraged if you're feeling like you can't get through the full workout right away. Like I said, these are pretty intense. We've been progressing over time, week after week, building up so that these exercises can be sustainable. So if you still want to join in live, obviously that's great. We always encourage that. You can come up in here and get some of that information live. You get a little bit of early access compared to the people that are going to be watching these recorded. So I just want to make that a point that, even if you get through half of these sets, get through a quarter of these sets, if you're here, you're showing up, you're still getting some workout in, that is really what matters. If you're doing more today than you're doing yesterday, that's really what counts. So don't feel like, you got to push it so hard that, you feel like you're going to dive into this workout. So, you always got to keep in mind about pacing yourself, working within your abilities. But, now that we got the arm swing, we got the leg swing, let's go back to the shoulders a little bit. One of my favorites with these T-spine rotations with, a little bit of, a shoulder circle as well, a little bit of half circle action kind of going here. So moving that arm above, really trying to stretch it out, bringing that arm back and coming right back in. You want your arms kind of locked in like you're driving a bus. Just kind of letting the shoulder, letting that mid back all open up here. Really love this stretch. My T-spine gets pretty tight. So that's T-spine, for those you might know, it's kind of this upper region of your spine, above your lower back, but before you get into your neck. And one of those motions of this T-spine is to open up the chest like this. So getting some of this T-spine rotational movement, opening up the chest. I know I'm kind of just showing that from the side. This is the same thing we're doing right here. Just giving me a little bit of a different angle. All right, great job with that. We're going to go back to the legs now a little bit. We're going to finish up with the neck a little bit as well. We're just going to do some of these side. You could also do these standing, but the balance might not be there for everybody. Just going to get a little bit of these glutes warmed up, going about 10 out to the side. It's a good way to work on your single leg balance too. That's one of your goals here, but again, not necessary for getting the benefits of this exercise. The same thing. It's all about getting this glute, that glute med right here on the side. Working on this hip abduction. Same thing. I know this could be a motion that's pretty commonly neglected. I think especially for us guys in here, might not be the main target of some of our workouts. These abductors, these inner thigh muscles, these glute muscles, very, very important. All right. All good. We got the hips moving. We're going to do a little bit more. We're going to do some shoulder circles. I'm going to get one more hip one, then get some neck movement in and bring this to a close. We're going to just do some arm circles. Keep them small and tight to start. Great job. Moving and grooving. And now let's reverse it the other way. Still keeping them nice and small. We're going to be opening them up big here in a second, but let's stick within this range of motion for now. And let's open them real wide. Good work here. Oh, ignore that timer. Didn't realize I had the volume on. We're going a little bit over in our warm up, but that's okay. I'd rather spend that time and make sure we are fully prepared for the workout ahead. We're kind of in the middle of things. We're almost done here now. Let's finish up those arm circles. Let's go the other way now. Going forward, if you were just going backwards, there's a little bit of a pause while I was readjusting the timer. All right. Shake those things out a little bit. Let's get onto our last, hip stretch here. We're just going to be doing a little bit of marching in place, a little bit of a hold, hip up and stop. And same thing if the bounce is a component for this one that's maybe limiting this movement, same thing, you could keep that knee up low, or the same thing, I'd rather be working on that hip motion. So if you want, grab onto the wall and just drive that knee up high. I can feel this right in the hip flexion on the top of the hip and also in this leg that's down. Definitely feeling this in the glute as well. Really just focus on raising that knee. And we'll break here, get the other side. Just get some of those hip flexors activated. A little bit of isometric hold. Really try to drive this knee up to the ceiling. Don't be leaning back now to drive it up though. You want to stay strong, good posture. Bring that knee up. Great job. We're going to hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and done. Hip flex is feeling good. Shoulders feeling good. I think we are ready to get a workout in. I don't know about you guys, but I think it's time. 5-minute warm up, a little bit even more. We'll probably got a little bit of a 6-minute warm up even here. And then, of course, you get to listen to me ramble for a good 5 minutes in the beginning. So we are officially going to start now. Sorry for the delay. Kind of important stuff. Warm up saying, kind of important. But with that being said, warm up done. You know what you're going into. 45, starting with those floor touches. Remember, quick demo before we get in. Reach down to the ground, come back up. Let's not complicate things here, everybody. Organize like you're doing a real life thing. Like you got to pick up that box up off the ground. Trying to keep flat back here. As you can see, as I start bending over, my hips are going back towards the wall as far as I can. Starting to feel the tension in my hamstrings a little bit. You can see this is kind of my max range of motion here. If I go all the way down to the floor, you see that low back start bending a little bit. We want that movement coming from the hips, not from the back. So everybody get yourselves ready. We're going to be going as soon as I turn the volume up down. All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1, and begin. Let's go. Floor touching the floor. Deadlifts. Whatever you want to call it. I'm working the range of motion that feels good for me. I encourage you to work within the range of motion that feels good for you. Another great way to get in this pattern here is let those hands slide down the hips. And you can see I'm in a good, pretty flat back position right here. And same thing, I'm taking the hands off the hips. And then if I go a little bit lower, I can go a little bit lower. But hey, maybe that's your max range there. Maybe you say, hey, I'm just going to let these hands slide down the hips for guidance. I'm going to come back. And the same thing, you could just let them slide down. It's not like you got to be pushing into your hips and like supporting your body with it. I mean, obviously you can. But, this could just be a reference point so you're staying close to the body. We are done with that one. Really, really good job. And our lateral / front raise coming up in this next move. So arms out in front, arms out to the side. Classic little bodybuilder movement here. These don't seem that difficult here. Or they don't look that difficult, but trust me, 45 seconds, you don't realize how heavy your arms are until you start doing these with no weights. I always think you need something, but trust me, I don't think you do. You got 10 seconds here. I don't care who you are. You never think about it until you do it for 45 seconds straight. 3, 2, 1, let's go. This is also bringing me back to some childhood memories. I remember my grandmother, she said, I remember sometimes when my mom had to work late, she'd come over and, put us to bed at night. And sometimes we'd come up at night and be complaining to my grandma about how we can't sleep. It's too early to go to bed, probably just trying to, get out of, going to bed and trying to stay up longer since our mom wasn't there. But she would just say, just lay in bed and hold your arms up like this. You'll get tired, trust me, and you'll go to bed. And she said, if it's really not working, put your arms and your legs up and lay in bed like that. And I will tell you, you will get tired. She was not lying. 3, 2, 1, and done. So hey, health tips from my grandmother. If you ever tired laying in bed, can't go to sleep, just hold those arms out in front of you. You'll get a little fatigued. Might take a little while, but you'll feel it. All right, we got our raise the roof up next. A little bit more shoulder action here. Punching through the ceiling. You can go both arms together if you're really feeling it today. One arm at a time. It does not matter to me. I'm just getting a quick drink. I'm not going anywhere. Still got 10 seconds here. But get yourselves ready now. 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Punching through the ceiling. Each and every rep. Again, another one. Don't make it too complicated here. Especially going in an overhead position, we might have all these, internal demands that we are, focusing on about, I don't want to give specifics. Maybe you're saying, oh, I need to do this in my shoulder. Got to get my shoulder to this height. Got to do, hold tension here, this, that, and the other thing. Mix it up a little bit. I want you to say thing. We're not going with weights. We're not going with, extremely heavy load. So, as long as your joints are healthy, and you don't have any movement limitations, you should be able to just, pretend like you're punching through the ceiling. And punch that arm overhead, take some of that conscious input out of this movement. All right, great job with that one. Sorry, I didn't give you a good end there to that one. But our next exercise is the dead bug. Again, this one, we got 2 variations. We could go 1 variation from the wall, 1 from the floor. So for the wall variation, I'm just going to show like this because all you guys my back from leaning into the wall. So you're going to be leaning into a wall a little bit, lean forward, right? You're going opposite arm, opposite leg up. There's a little bit of this marching motion. So for me, I'm going to stand, pushing the wall, opposite arm. Oh, wait, that wasn't it. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Sorry, I still got to do the ground variation. Quick pause. So opposite arm, opposite leg. Same thing, driving into the wall. Get those feet out a little bit. Same thing, this will help get the core. I know that's not probably a great demo, but you could kind of tell where I'm going, so it's my only wall available. Now, for the grounded variation here, we're going to be going down. Here's the same pattern. You got your knees up like this, legs up like this, kind of like what I was saying my grandma used to tell me to do when I couldn't fall asleep at night. And now you're moving the arm back with the opposite leg. It's a little bit more advanced from the ground. Give it a try if you want, but that wall variation hitting all those same muscle groups. So up to you here. We're going to be going at 3, 2, 1, and let's begin. And same thing, if you don't have a wall, I know this is a little bit, kind of takes a little bit of that core aspect out. Obviously, you're still working the core, but, the more you can kind of lean into this wall, you kind of have to use your core to, keep everything tied together. That's going to, make this a little bit more intense. And same thing. Always really love the dead bug variation on the ground. Another one of my all-time favorite exercises. Great as a warm-up, depending on the duration. Great as an exercise. Great mobility drill. So many benefits to here, depending on, your rep count, intensity. 3, 2, 1, and done. Great job. Next move here, we got our squats. Just going with some body weight squats, but we got some variations. You choose the depth. You choose the intensity or the speed. You can do jump squats. You could do quarter depth squats. It does not matter to me. It's really up to you here. Who's feeling crazy today? Who's going to get some jump squats in here? I don't think I've done jump squats as a squat variation. It's one of our first streams, honestly. You know what? Honestly, let's try it. 45 seconds of jump squats. This might suck a little bit. Let's try it out. I'm feeling good today. 3, 2, 1, and go. So remember, you do not have to do a jump squat here. I'm not really going super intense. I'm still getting a little bit of a jump here, but I'm not trying to jump through the roof on every jump. And same thing again, you could get those quarter depth, or sorry, that was full depth, but you could just get a little bit down. Working, just get a little bit of that range of motion. Maybe that's what works for you guys. It's feeling good. It's all about improving that movement. Same thing, box squats, great variation here. Just sitting down and standing up, use a couch, use a chair. That's essentially what a squat is. You got 5 more seconds to finish. I'm going to finish up with some jumps. 3, 2, 1, and done. Sorry, I'm just feeling good today. I don't know what it is. Usually don't do jump squats on the stream. This isn't supposed to be high impact. I promise you this is not what our exercise is like. But, we want to have those variations in case, who knows, maybe some NFL athlete just randomly joins the stream one day and they're like, hey, man, this is too easy. We got some variations in here for you, Mr. NFL athlete. So, just something to keep in mind. We got, whether you're just starting there, you've been working out for 10 years, we got some variations to make this challenging. All right. Push-up / flies in 3, 2, 1. And let's begin. I'm going to be doing our push-ups for my knees. But remember, we got variations here. You can go from your knees. You can go from your toes. You can just hold the bottom position of the squat. You don't even got to get your body up off the ground. Just push away from the ground. A little bit of an isometric there. We can also obviously go from the wall. Further the feet are out, the harder it's going to be. Great way to still get that motion. And again, this program is 5 days a week right now. So, doing those push-ups every single day of the week, can be a little bit intense. Might not give you that, full time for recovery. So you can always get these fly options as well. This opening and closing the chest. These work a little bit better. Laying on the ground, going from your back so you can resist gravity a little bit. But we are done with push-ups. We got a little bit of a bent over move, working on shoulder extension. So this one, we haven't been in the bent over position a little bit for a while now, but I'm getting here in kind of my hinge position, hands on my knees, flat back. And we're going to be bringing those arms, palms to the ceiling. A little bit of a shoulder extension. Wow, those feel good. I was definitely neglecting that from my shoulder lately. I'm already excited for this set. Come on. We're going to be starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Now, this is one, the shoulder extension movement. Again, this is one, in my opinion, that, kind of can get neglected just through the way we move in everyday life. Again, being in that hunched over position, shoulders going forwards, not getting so much of these shoulders, going back into that extension motion pattern. So, awesome that we're incorporating this here in the workout. These ones always feel good. You get a little bit, tricep activation here as well. Definitely getting the lower body holding this position here. So another variation here. Going one arm at a time. This could be pretty intense on the legs, especially for 45 seconds. So, definitely want to pay yourself with those. 3, 2, 1. And done. Coming up to the last move. Similar from our last workout. You've seen this one. Elbow to knee. Across the body. You can go elbow to knee, single arm. Same thing. You can just, maybe you want to take the elbows out of it. Just bring the knee across the body. Whatever is feeling good for you. Last variation, we did this one last week. This one is tough. Giving you a heads up now. Hands behind the head, knees up. And you're reaching to that opposite knee. Other leg is going straight. I'm going to start off with that ground variation. We're going to 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Remember, you got multiple variations here. And same thing, even from the ground, you could go, I'm going a little bit more slow, going for control here. You can also pick it up, go a little bit faster. It's really up to you here. I'm supporting the head with the back of my hands, or supporting the back of my head with my hands. I think that's the right way to say that. You still got 20 seconds. Don't give up now. Come on. 15. Last one up the circuit. And then you get to go back up to the top. Come on. Finish strong. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And done. Really great job. Really tough move there. I think I said this before, but one of the toughest moves we've had so far in that program. For a full 45, that one, it can be brutal. The same thing, that's why it's always great to mix up. Maybe you start on the ground like, this again, really intense. Maybe you want to get back up and just, get some reps out from the knee to elbow standing variation. I was saying, don't feel like you got to stick with the same exercise time in and time out. That's why we got variations here. That's why we got options for you all watching. 15 seconds, so we're getting back to the top. Hinge. Reaching down to the ground. Picking that box up, doing that deadlift, doing that hinge. 3, 2, 1, and let's begin. Reaching down, coming back up, finding your pace, finding your range of motion. Same thing with this one. I always, for some reason, I don't want to say for some reason, I think I have an idea why. Always in my second time through this workout, that I always feel like I got better range of motion in this hinge position after, my second rep. Not my second rep, my, second round through. Same thing, it's just that patterning of the movement, getting those hamstrings warmed up, getting those glutes warmed up. We do what we can in a 5-minute warm-up, but I always go over 5 minutes anyways. And, Sometimes I'm just still not warmed up, and done. We get the body, ready for exercise, but we might not be like 100%, prime. So maybe you're still warming up in these first, few exercises. And then, I'm always feeling really good by the second round through. So, but, everybody's different. Everybody warms up at different paces. I've historically taken extra time during my warm-ups. I used to warm up for, like a half hour before I started working out. So I was also very nervous about getting injured. I had some previous injuries. But long story short, we got a lateral raise, front raise coming up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Front to lateral raise, getting that shoulder work in. This also reminded me of a time I remember in gym class. We did like a contest or something like that. I don't know why, but we would just stand there like this with like our arms out like a scarecrow and see who could stand like that the longest. And I really don't remember anybody making it much over like 2 minutes, which, doesn't seem like a long time, but, don't knock it till you try it. It's tough. Add a little bit of resistance there. I think we're going to have a TikTok challenge for that one coming up. No, actually, I already know we have a TikTok challenge coming up because I made one. You'll see. Stay tuned for that later. Don't miss the TikTok. All right. We got raise the roof coming up. Lateral and front raise are over. So sad to see him go, but don't worry. We still got one more round. You'll be able to do those again. But we got raise the roof coming up. Or the vertical presses. Punching to the ceiling. Go together. Go alternating. Maybe you want to take some time, really just work slow and controlled. Same thing, don't feel like you got to bust through this. Maybe you're like, hey, I've actually had some trouble doing full overhead range of motion. So, hey, maybe you want to just take some time, go through slow and smooth, gain that, proprioception of where your body is in space and build that good movement form. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Sorry, sometimes I get carried away. You probably already know that by now if you've been watching this stream. Keep pushing. I'm mixing it up. I'm going 2 at a time. Same thing. I know this program is completely body weight, but hey, maybe you're feeling like adding a little bit of resistance here. Maybe grab some books, grab some dumbbells, you can grab some water bottles. Two water bottles. You get some decent sized ones. It'll add a good amount of resistance here to this exercise. And same thing, especially when you're doing as many reps as we're getting here. In these 45 seconds, you don't need a whole lot of resistance to get a good workout. 3, 2, 1, and great job. Back to the dead bugs once again. Remember, these ones I'm showing, pretending like I'm pushing the wall. Remember, you're going to be pushing into the wall a little bit here. One arm up. I know it looks kind of weird because I'm like hunched over, trying to replicate me, leaning into the wall. I don't have my Michael Jackson move, so leaning forward like that. But, envision there is a wall there. And same thing, I know you don't really get a good view of that. And same thing from the ground. It's the same motion. Give you one more demo. We got 10 seconds. Legs right here. Arms come back. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Trying to keep everything controlled through the core. We're going 3, 2, 1. And let's begin. And again, the ground variation into the wall variation is great. One of the main reasons I am demoing this variation here is, simply just because it's a better, view. You're just pretty much looking at my back because I don't really have a good wall for that standing variation. So, I just figured this would be more effective to, show the grounded one because I can't really show the, standing one, sadly. And same thing, another thing with this here, if you feel like you're coming out and your low back is, coming up off the ground, you're starting to feel that in your low back, shorten up that range of motion. Maybe not bring that leg all the way out. Maybe go halfway. 3, 2, 1, and done. Good on that. We're back to squats. So remember, jump squats, box squats, quarter depth, full depth, doesn't matter. Maybe if you feel like getting crazy, anybody does some pistol squats on here, I want you to let me know. Because you do pistol squats for 45 seconds, you should be teaching this stream. So, not seriously, but I mean, hey, that's still pretty impressive. Maybe you can teach the stream. Anyways, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Just body weight, sitting and standing. Pretend like I got an invisible chair behind me. I'm gonna get my rep count up here. I'm going at a pace that works for me. Remember, don't compare yourself to me. Work at the pace that's feeling comfortable. Maybe you're like, hey, I'm gassed after that last one. Maybe you want to go slow and controlled. Maybe you want to go with that sit to stand. Maybe you said, I'm an animal. I'm going to do some jump squats. That's fine too. Not going to be me though. I'm going to stick with these. But that's why we got these variations. There's something in here for everybody. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and done. All right, push-ups, flies, take your pick. Remember those flies. And same thing, maybe your chest is still feeling sore even from that last set. Those flies, great variation. Getting that chest movement in, making sure everything's moving and grooving. But remember, you can do your push-ups from the wall, even from an elevated surface such as, a counter, head to a couch. As you can see, this is still going to be harder than the wall, but, easier than going completely to the ground. We can also go from our knees, go from our hands. Personally, I really like the knees, especially for these 45-second ranges. You might need a pillow for your knees depending on your floor, but we're going 3, 2, 1, and begin. Same thing. I really like going for my knees. It gives me, I don't know why. Wow. Does the stream actually always look like that when I'm on the ground? Does it I just blend in with the floor into the darkness? I'm sorry that looks like that. I might just be noticing that now. Or maybe it's just my angle, but same thing allows me to get full range of motion, chest all the way to the ground. Which same thing, that might not be an option for everybody. Depends on their shoulder range of motion. But for me, it's a range of motion I don't get when I'm going through my toes. So, I'm focusing on that quality over quantity over intensity. 3, 2, 1, and done. But again, that's just me. Those knee variations, I feel like are one of the perfect variations for me for this time frame. And yeah. So, you got to find out what's working good. If you feel like you get a great burn from doing those wall push-ups, I'll stick with those. Keep hammering those away. You feel like the best one for you is those flies, then I encourage you to do that. You got to do what feels good, what works good, what's allowing you to keep pushing through this workout. Because remember, still got one more round. But we got shoulder extensions coming up. Remember, from the bent over position here, you can go one at a time, maybe a few reps, then switch. It's all up to you. 3, 2, 1, and go. Again, I'm just letting these hands fly back. Again, another variation here. Maybe a little bit more intense. You can get a little bit of hold at the top. When I get that little bit of a hold, I feel that my triceps pretty good. Feel those in the rhomboids and the lats. A lot of good things moving in. You can't really avoid feeling it in the legs. You're going to have to hold this position, but that's why we give you this option of, going one at a time, support the body weight with the other arm, take some of that intensity off the legs, and keep pushing through this workout. Come on. Let's keep it moving. You only got 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Great job, everybody. Come on. We got elbow to knee crunch. I'm going to go standing for this last one. Well, last one of the round. Still got one more time through. And hey, don't forget about those mindset tips. Those are going to be pretty cool. Got some good research to share with you guys. So definitely stay tuned for that. Again, elbow to knee. You can go standing. You can go one at a time, holding on to the wall. You can go from that ground variation. Again, I'm going for standing up though. We're going 3, 2, 1. Same thing, I'm going with this. I'm going to go 10 each side and then switch. Just, save my time from switching a whole lot. And now I'm moving up to the other side. Keep working, everybody. Come on. 20 seconds. I'm going 5 and 5 because we got 15 left. And I'm going with the other one, 5 here. And great job. 3, 2, 1, and done. Way to finish strong, everybody. We got one more round. Come on. You still got 45 seconds. Give yourself a break, get a drink, get mentally prepared. You got hinge back from the top. Very, very excited. We got a lot of cool things to talk about, so don't go anywhere yet. I know you want to get through this last round and go on with your day, but we got some tips that are going to improve your health and wellness, even past the scope of this stream. So definitely don't want to miss about that. I'm going to share some cool things about our crowdfunding. But anyways, 3, 2, 1, and let's get to it. Hinging for 45 seconds. How many are you going to get this last round? Maybe count to yourselves. It's a good way to check improvement. Say, hey, normally I can get, 20 hinges in 45 seconds. I'm going to go for, 22, 23. You go after you set that goal to, just get a little bit better each and every stream. That's going to transcend, and you're going to keep making progress each and every week. You stay consistent. You're going to make progress each and every month, each and every year. That's what it's all about. It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take some hard work. It's going to take some dedication, but it's doable. And we're here to help you. We're in this together. Great job. We got lateral / front squat. Still got 40. No, why did I say lateral / front squat? I mean lateral / front raise. So that actually might be a cool, interesting variation here. We'll get some lateral squats, maybe in the middle. Oh, I think we got a new variation coming in next week. Stay tuned. Messing up and gave me a new exercise to do. I don't really like that angle. You're kind of wide to be, squatting from that position. Kind of feels weird on my knee. But anyways, lateral / front raise. You have 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let's begin. Front raise, lateral raise. Used to be one of my favorite exercises. Not so much of a fan anymore, at least from a non-body weight perspective. Really love this from the body weight, just getting that great shoulder motion in multiple different ranges. But with a lot of load, I do worry about this exercise just due to the stability of the shoulder joint. Don't have a whole ton of stability, at least in these front raises. We got a little bit more in these lateral raises because we use some of these bigger, stronger posterior muscles. But, we just don't have a whole lot of stability here in the front of the shoulder here during these frontal raises, with a lot of load. 3, 2, 1, and done. And so, that's personally why I stay away from these with weight. With some light weight, these could be a great burnout. Get some little hypertrophy on the shoulder. Again, just something to keep in mind. You might not want to be doing this, 20, 30 pounds because you just don't have a whole lot of stability right here. You might be able to swing them up, but, if you can't hold them right here and then, slowly control them down, you probably don't have the stability to, stabilize that joint at the top, which, might be, using more some, ligamentous, abilities and, not really using, those muscles. So obviously you're still using them, but I'm not going to get into that too much. We got raise the roof in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Sorry, just personal philosophy. It's not like our shoulder can't be, stable in that position, but we are just, anatomically speaking, less stable to begin with in that position. Something to also keep in mind. I don't know why this is just coming to my head. And it's also one of the reasons why that people, I know I'm not going to do this. Have you ever seen when people do a, bench press and they arch their back and so they can push like this? Think of the difference when I push out straight from here and when I get a crazy arch in my back, it's like I'm pushing down instead of straight down in front of me. That's because we literally have more stability in the shoulder pushing down. We are stronger pushing down than we are pushing out. And we are done with raise the roof. Get a little bit of lecture about shoulder anatomy while you're at it too. What else more could you want from this stream? Maybe you didn't want to hear that. Who knows? A little quick drink here, but we're back into the dead bugs coming up here in this next little circuit. So remember that dead bug, that's going to be that one leaning into the wall. I'm going to show from the wall. Opposite arm, opposite leg, push into the wall, get that core engaged. Again, we can go from the ground. Again, that's the variation I'm going to be working with just for sheer visibility reasons. 3, 2, 1, and begin. Oh, we're kicking the wall. Again, here's a little bit of a modified version of the dead bug from the ground. See how, if I go with the leg all the way out, this is going to require a lot more core stability because your center of mass is getting further away from, the body. But so if you keep those legs, see I'm just tapping my heel to the ground. I'm not extending that leg out all the way. This is a great way to still work the core, a little bit of a less intense variation because that leg is not going, as far away from the body. 3, 2, 1, and we are done. So great job there with that one. 4 more exercises. I'm almost sad to see them so quickly. I'm feeling so good. All right. So, we got back to the squats. We're just working with the body weight. We're going to incorporate some of these lateral squat variations back in here in the upcoming weeks. But, ramping up that intensity a little bit this week. I really just want to spend some time, get back to the basics. And, these movement counts are just great. So lateral squats have their benefits, but we'll go into detail about this in the set. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Body weight squats. Get a chair. Find an invisible chair. Maybe you're going to jump out of the invisible chair. It's all up to you. But really what I was going to say is that lateral squats are great to incorporate some, different planes of motion. Add some variety in the squat just so it's not so repetitive. But, this one is going to be a little bit more transferable to everyday life just because, we're more likely to find ourselves in a squat pattern than probably a lateral squat pattern in everyday life. Obviously, these movements are great, very beneficial. They all obviously both have their perks, for different reasons. But if we're talking about, sheer transferability to everyday life, squat probably has the lateral squat by just a little bit. And honestly, the sit to stand variation probably the most applicable to everyday life if we're being realistic. So push-up to fly combo, or not push-up to fly, push-ups or fly combo. So remember, if you're going with those flies, great move. Really love these, especially if you just hit a heavy, same thing as Tuesday. So if Monday you hit all the rounds of push-ups. Highly suggest, let's get some flies in here, get the chest moving. You don't want to feel like you can't open your chest, after the workout. So we got those squat or push-ups, flies or push-ups in 3, 2, 1, and begin. Again, like I said, this is my first workout of the week, so I'm feeling like getting some push-ups in. You got to do what works for you. That's really what it's all about here. I know I said that a lot, but just can't stress that enough. Working out is so individual. Really can't compare yourself to anybody else. It's a competition against your former self. Are you doing better than your former self from a month ago, a week ago, a year ago, from yesterday? That's who you should be trying to beat. Compare yourself to yourself. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. And there you have it, folks. 2 more exercises to go. Shoulder extension, elbow to knee, crunch. Whole lot of stuff. Not a whole lot left, So, still got 30 seconds. You're going to take your time, pace yourself. Get a drink if you need it. Big difference from those 75 15s. Feel like you barely had time to breathe in between those sets. All right. You got 5 seconds. Shoulder extension, bent over position. 3, 2, 1, and begin. Let those shoulders fly back. Maybe you want to get that full range of motion. Maybe you want to go overhead and then go back. That's also an option here with this. Not necessary, but if you do, I suggest going palms up, thumbs up. Alternating. You got this, everybody. Come on. Stay strong. I'm just going to be working on that extension now. Good work. 3, 2, 1, and done. 45 seconds of rest. And then we are into the last movement. We got elbow to knee crunch. You just stand, you do this on the ground. But give it your all here in the last round. Don't leave anything in the tank. So you go elbow to knee. You can hold on to the wall, elbow to knee. You can go from the ground. Still, elbow to knee. If you can see me, if it's not too dark, hopefully. So that's elbow knee. Switch over elbow that side. Going in 3, 2, 1, and let's begin. I'm going on the ground. I might mix it up halfway. Who knows? We're playing it by ear. 30 down. A third of the way through. Come on. This is the home stretch right now. Give it your all. Finish strong. Great work. 15 to go. You got this. Speed it up here at the end. Come on, push yourself. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that is it, people. Great job here with that one. Tough ending there. Way to get through. Those core moves are no joke. Get yourself a quick drink. Get a quick drink. We'll get back here in the next 30 seconds because we're going to be starting that cool down. All right, great job, everybody. Feeling good about that workout. Feeling good about today in general. And we have a lot of cool things to share for you all. So let's get things going with this cool down. All right. Starting off, or ending it the same way we started off. Starting off the end, same way we finished the start. Whichever way you want to call it. I know it's a little confusing, kind of confused myself, but I think that's accurate. Anyways, right arm over, left arm over. We're just letting these shoulders move, giving ourselves a hug, giving ourselves a pat on the back after a job well done in today's workout. Your gift to yourself. Not that you already didn't gift yourself by, making a commitment to better your health and fitness, but, now you are literally patting yourself on the back. So, good work with those. Again, going back to some similar moves here. Let that pendulum swing. Let that hip go. Let it experience some movement here. All right, let's get to the other leg. Honestly, I was kind of zoning out there. I was just letting my legs swing out. I know, it was like daydreaming, forgot I was streaming for a second. I'll be completely honest with you. And sometimes it just is like that with movement. You just kind of get in the zone, you get into a pattern, it becomes rhythmic, it becomes automatic. Just losing yourself in the movement. Maybe I'm just that much of a nerd about movement. Maybe that's what's happening. Just thinking about leg swings, daydreaming. All right, done with those. We're going to get a little bit more of the quad and the hamstring, a little bit of a combo move. I want to bring the knee up, then back to the hamstring. So knee up to the hamstring. Go for about 10 of these. A little bit of hip flexor, a little bit of hamstring. Good work, everybody. I'm going to the other side now. And raising the knee and curling the knee. Knee to chest, then heel to butt. And again, I'm not trying to, jolt thing. I'm trying to stay pretty slow and controlled. I'm not going super slow, but, not just, slamming it up there every time, I want to have a little bit of control here. It doesn't have to be, slow motion, but, experience that full range of motion. You don't want to be moving so quickly through that range of motion that, you're not able to pick up some of those, sensations of length, tension, etc. All right. Quads, hamstrings, feeling good. Let's get a little bit of some shoulder action here. You've been seeing these ones a little bit here. I had to go with a little bit of a wide stance. I like to call these ones the morning stretch. So let's swing the arms up, above, overhead, and then peel the elbows back, stretch out the back, stretching out the chest. Open them real wide. Swing them up and peeling them back. Really love these ones. Getting that full range of motion here in the shoulder. Good work, everybody. Oh, messing up my pattern. We're going to just get 2 more. All right, now let's finish up with some deep breathing, a little bit of neck stretching. I'm going to come down in front of the camera, make it a little bit easier to see here. So we're going to be going neck in a circle, looking up to the sky, then trying to look over the shoulder, down to the chest, looking over the other shoulder, back up to the sky. Same thing, it's just you're trying to use your eyes to kind of look in as big as a circle as possible. Go about 4 to 5 one way. And then we're going to switch it back the other direction. A lot of those overhead movements might make the traps and the neck a little bit stiff here. Spend some time to work on these things. We'll do one last one here. And all right. Neck feeling good, body feeling good. Just feeling good in general. Come on. It's a beautiful day, beautiful Tuesday. Thanksgiving coming up. We're going to be eating lots of good food, so, making sure we get a little bit of our, workouts in beforehand. So we're actually not going to be streaming on Thursday. Just a little bit of heads up. It's Thanksgiving. We want to give, all our members here at Connect CHS a little bit of a break, Same thing. We'll probably have a replay up for anybody that still wants to get a workout in, or you could always check out those, YouTube and Facebook. But, we're not going to have a live session on Thursday, given it, being Thanksgiving. So, just wanted to shout that out. But, it's still going to be live Friday morning. Get that post turkey workout. So just keep that in mind. So, wanted to talk a little bit about, our topic of the week now, which is mindset. And let me get comfortable here with you all while we're chilling. Let me bring this down. And I'm just gonna throw this up there in case, because workout's not going anymore. But anyways, and our quote of a topic is mindset. Our quote of the week is, your calm mind is the ultimate weapon against your challenges. So relax. And this one really powerful. I know it could be hard, getting antsy, especially when you have a lot of anxiety about, big situations coming up, maybe it's big opportunities at work, relationship stress, school related work, who knows what it is. But, there's a lot of benefits of being able to stay calm, being able to, stay focused and mindful during stressful situations, and especially when it comes to your health because of, the large impact this can have. And so Adam talked about a little bit about Monday, talking about mindfulness and the benefits of it, along with the increased ability to regulate emotions, decrease stress, anxiety, and depression, improving working memory capacity. I'm touching on a lot of cool things here. And, that is why we actually have our challenge of the week, which is, just take some time for yourself, whether it's on your car ride home, once you get home from a busy day's work, or maybe even before you leave the house. Take 10 or 20 minutes to, just be with yourself, be with your thoughts. It doesn't need to be labeled meditation unless you wanted to, but, just think of it as being mindful of your own mental and physical state, taking some time to say, how do I feel today? Be honest with yourself. What's bothering you right now? What's, making you happy right now? How can you, add some more of this aspect to your life? Because a lot of times things just get, so busy, hectic. And, we take time and kind of lose sight, about our personal health and, what we can do to, be healthier, outside of, eating right and, exercising. What could we be doing mentally, to improve our health? And as I'm touching on, there's a lot of benefits of, this mindfulness practice, just being mindful of, your emotional state, being able to regulate. For some people, this even, kind of comes through the form of prayer. This could even be considered, mindfulness meditation to an extent. And, it's essentially, whether you're religious or not, it's, taking that time to, reflect on things, maybe that you're grateful for, maybe that you want to change, maybe that you're happy about, and, taking that time to reflect on yourself and, even if it's not in a religious way, maybe it's just, in a spiritual way and just, being, I don't want to use the term mindful, but, just being conscious of, how you are feeling and how impactful that can be. And, not allowing yourself to get, bogged down with the, hustle and bustle of today's society. So, we're going to talk about how, mindfulness can have a physical impact on you. Adam touched on the mental side of it, but it can also improve you physically as well. Research has shown that 1 in 4 Americans report overeating or binge eating as a coping tactic for stress. And, a lot of times this happens because, people often eat for the reward sensation that's derived from food. And, studies have shown that, having like high stress levels can lead to, disordered eating, weight gain, and even impaired glucose metabolism. So, if we're eating for that reward sensation derived from food and, maybe our, diet and kind of hunger levels, some of these regulatory signals are kind of all balanced because of the stress, we might be more likely to kind of ignore these, regulatory signals such as, feeling full because that stress is leading to, disruptions in our internal systems because you're getting, a pleasure satisfaction from, having, some of these junk foods, something like that when you're highly stressed. You might be because that, you're almost, feeding that urge that's coming from, these sugary foods, you might be ignoring some of these regulatory signals, such as, feeling full because of, the stress that is potentially causing you to eat like that in the first place. And that's something that's been found in the research. And so, to kind of give another test about how mindfulness can, impact disordered eating, a study was performed on 194 obese adults. This was the intervention was 5.5 months long, but they did follow-ups up to 18 months. All 94 adults were obese. They had identical weight loss and diet interventions. However, one group practiced mindfulness meditation in relating to, being conscious about, these were specifically geared towards eating habits, being conscious about what you are eating. And, this is just an example of, it doesn't have to be too in depth. I guess it's more so the aspect of, this different non-mindful eating would be, just kind of zoning out on the couch, eating out of a family-sized bag of chips. That wouldn't be mindful eating. You're not really thinking about how many calories you're taking in at the moment. You're just eating because you just want to in that moment, I guess. Or maybe you're not, just being mindful about how many, calories are going into this meal. Or maybe it's other reasons. I'm not going to get into specific why somebody might be doing that. Because, there's a ton of reasons. But essentially it's just, being mindful, saying, hey, looking at your plate, and before, somebody's eating their food, you're saying, hey, what do I got on my plate? I got, you know, this many carbs, this much protein. Not saying you have to track, but you're saying, hey, this is a reasonable amount of food for this time. And being mindful that's like, hey, this is my required amount of food for this time. I'm going to eat this. And, I'm not going to overeat past that point. And so they just did practice sessions where they were practicing to be mindful while they were eating, after they were eating, and just spending, 15 to 20 minutes, or no, I think it's 15 to 30 minutes every day, 6 days a week. They practice, this little mindfulness session. So they're doing the same workouts, following the same diets, except one group practicing mindfulness, the other group not. And, what they found is that, during the original months of the study, there wasn't really too much of a difference in weight loss between, the mindfulness groups and the other groups. However, during the, will you guys be live Thursday since it's Thanksgiving? No, we will actually not. We will have a replay up. I just wanted to clarify that. Thank you for asking. But what they found in the study is that after 18 months, they weren't in the study anymore. They were just following up, and research shown that the majority of people will gain back the weight that they lose after 1 year. So this says how does mindfulness affect in the long term, potentially pretty much over 1 year after the end of the study. And they found that the group that did the mindfulness was able to keep an additional 2 kilograms of weight off at the 18 months compared to the non-mindfulness group, which might not seem that substantial, but 2 kilograms, almost 5 pounds there. And this is outside of the program. It's easy to maintain that thing. When these people were in a research study, they kind of had an external motivator to stay in the study, stick with doing it this way. And then, once they were out of that, the group that wasn't, practicing that mindfulness, kind of fell back into some of those old habits. So, just again, teaching that power of, being mindful of what you're doing and your eating and health habits, and, how that can, potentially lead to, keeping that weight off long term. If you told yourself that you could do something 30 minutes a day, doing something mentally does not require any physical activity or, physical effort. I mean, it does require some mental effort. Spending that 20 to 30 minutes of being mindful could, greatly impact, these people keeping an extra 5 pounds off over the course of a year. So, it might not seem like a lot, that seems like a lot to me, especially considering that this wasn't a direct intervention that is, weight loss, or that is, diet or exercise. It's, a mental aspect that was able to help people lose weight. So, just really cool study there. We're going to have a link to that in the blog coming up. I just want to share a little bit about how, mindfulness can be so impactful from a physical standpoint to kind of build upon what Adam was talking about there with the mental standpoint. So, I've been rambling a little lot here. Really enjoyed this stream today. Just want to share a little bit of tips to you guys about, mindfulness. And then another thing I just really want to share with you guys, really exciting, is that we've officially launched our crowdfunding campaign. We're looking, to build an app, that will essentially help us reach our goal of making health and fitness accessible for everybody, decrease obesity rates nationwide. And, one thing as a business, we've kind of just been strapped for funding, trying to do these things ourselves, with, not a whole lot of external revenue. So, we're trying to, crowdfund. We're going to offer you guys some things. There's all types of perks and bonuses you guys can all get from donating to our crowdfunding campaign. Even if you can't contribute, that's completely fine. We're not asking for your money. I do ask that please share this post, our crowdfunding post. Anyone you might know, who knows, maybe the right person sees it. They feel just as passionate about this mission as us. And, none of this money is going to be going to us or any of the founders. This is strictly going to be used, to help make our goal of making health and fitness more accessible a reality and decreasing those obesity rates. So, we just need more of an avenue. We're trying to create an app that we can, make this, more accessible to everybody, a little bit more user friendly. So, if you would mind, check that all on our social media, check that link in about, check our website, and please share that. Would really, really appreciate that. Mean a lot to us. And, again, I just want to say thank you all for being here. Love doing these streams. It's been a blast, getting a great workout. We're, getting happier and healthier together. So, thank you again. Snug, special shout out to you. Thank you for moderating the streams. just can't thank you enough for wanting to be a part of this again, Snug. So thank you again. And yeah. So I'll stick around for a few more minutes in case anybody's got any questions. Do have to be signing out here pretty shortly. So I'll let you say your pieces if you got anything left to share. But again, definitely check out that crowdfunding video, going to be coming soon. I'll actually be taking Seth's session, so I'll be live 7:30 a.m. on Wednesday. Seth will be picking up my session on Friday. So, no stream Thursday with Thanksgiving. Hope you all have a great rest of your week. Have a great Thanksgiving. Hope you eat lots of turkey. And all right, everybody. Thank you again. Appreciate you all as always. Jacob signing out. Have a good one, everybody.